What's up? My name's Jacob David. I'm here at Studio 713 to talk about something, and I'll remember what that is in just a second. What's up, guys? My name is Jacob David. I'm here at Studio 713 to do a deep dive into the lyrics on my song, Stay Up. By the way, I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Open wounds won't close if you don't drop the knife. Shallow hearts grow cold from long and lonely nights. So I was thinking about my dad when I wrote this song. And actually, 6 months after my best friend Deuce died, my father ended up actually losing his battle to depression with himself, which ties into that first lyric, open wounds won't close if you don't drop the knife. My father went through a lot of hardships and a lot of the things he more so put on himself. Other people hurt him too, but at the end of the day, someone can only hurt you once if you allow them to. After that, if you don't learn to let it go, then you're the person that's now holding the knife and you're just repeatedly stabbing yourself. And those wounds will never close until you drop the knife or forgive things and just and let go. Shallow hearts grow cold from long and lonely nights. Yeah, that's also about my dad. Like I said, they got divorced either right before or right after me and my sister were born. And my dad always wanted my mom back. And she just could never bring himself to go back to him. So my whole life, I just always saw my dad try to just get my mom back, but he could never let go of the things that separated them to begin with. In a way, he was narcissistic and selfish, and those are traits of somebody that's shallow, that only looks out for themselves. I don't say that to say that he didn't love us or my mother. Just makes you shallow. It makes you a shell. At the end of the day, shallow people end up being alone, and late at night is the toughest time to deal with that. So over time, your heart just gets really cold. You'll find peace alone in your head, don't doubt your mind. And don't be scared of heights, cause when you jump off that ledge, you gon' fall or fly. I've followed in my father's footsteps in a lot of ways. And I hurt people that were close to me, and I was selfish in a lot of situations, and I didn't even see the times that I was being selfish. But I also, as much as I love and respected my father, I didn't want to grow up to be like him. So I knew that nobody could fix me or make me happy or fulfill me or anything else other than myself. So I had to learn to be at peace with myself and my own mind. I had to learn what it means to genuinely love me. If I don't love me, then like my father, all I'll ever do is chase other people that don't love me either. Don't be scared of heights, cause that was really different for me. Growing is really hard, and me changing my mindset and taking accountability for myself and realizing the actions that I made that were wrong, that pushed people away. It was a hard thing to accept, and it almost felt like I was jumping off of a ledge, but at the end of the day, you either do what's wrong or what's right. Metaphorically and literally, wrong is falling and right is flying. So if you just jump, there's only two things that can happen. You're either gonna win or you're gonna fail. You're gonna fall or you're gonna fly. Talking to God, something in my soul just don't sit right with me sometimes. Holding my own, but the weight gets heavier at night. You never get close to God when you've got everything at your fingertips. You only ever really learn who God is when you're at rock bottom and you've got nothing and no one else to turn to. And around this time, I had lost a lot of things. I was actually homeless for over 2 years. I lived in a Nissan Altima. So I just got close to God, and I was just reaching out and asking God for help. I wanted Him to help heal me and help put me in a better position. And those thoughts, those bad thoughts that kind of surround you, just when it gets late at night, bro, that's the worst time. That was the hardest time of me learning how to be with myself is when it got late at night, because those bad thoughts really came out. So I stay up and I smoke and I drink and I pop these pills until I feel alive. I know everyone knows how it feels to be out in the rain by yourself, got no one by your side. And you try to maintain and just stay in a fight. But it's alright, let your guard down once in a while and just give yourself some time. I turned to a lot of outlets like drinking alcohol, smoking weed and cigarettes, and I would pop pills, all in an attempt to escape the problems that I was dealing with on a daily basis, which I know a lot of people can relate to. We all have times where it's a lot easier to turn to things that make you feel better right now and not worry about your problems up front. We all know how it feels to feel like nobody's there for you, like nobody understands you, nobody's got your back, which is what I felt like at the time. So I feel like we all have dealt with something like that before. We try so hard to fight these battles of things that we go through, and we kind of build up this wall, this false sense of security as a form of protection. What I found is usually that pushes people away. No matter how you feel, you're never actually alone. God is always with you, and sometimes it's okay to not want to fight for yourself sometimes. It's okay to give your problems up to God and just let him handle it. So. My mama told me if their hands out, then you feed them. If they do you wrong, then you bleed them. My daddy said, keep one in the head, you might need it. You know the streets undefeated. My mom was I love you, Mom, in case you watch this. My mom was the coddler of the parenting. No matter what you did wrong, no matter what situation where it was something you'd put yourself in, my mom would always tell you that the things weren't your fault. And she cares about everyone. You could put a murderer in front of my mother, some guy that killed 18 people for no reason. And instead of going, put that guy in jail, my mom would be the person that goes, well, what was he going through at the time? And what led to this? Like, what about him? You know what I mean? She's a very sympathetic person. So she would always tell me, you always help somebody if they ask you, no matter what. And it always comes back to you. That's what she would tell me. So I would always try to help people when they asked for my help, to a fault. When I didn't have it, when I had less than the person asking me for help, I still helped them. But it got really bad. I used to always say yes to everybody. I couldn't learn how to say no. And one day I realized that these people were just taking my kindness as weakness and they were taking advantage of me. So I just had to cut their wings. I had to draw blood, metaphorically, just because I refused to be taken advantage of how my mother was in a lot of situations. And then my dad said, Daddy said, keep one in the head, you might need it. You know the streets undefeated. And yeah, my dad was just a really violent guy. My dad was a frontline infantry Marine, toured to Baghdad, to Somalia in the early 90s. And then when he got out of service, there was not a lot of, Somalia really messed him up. And there's not a lot of help for veterans out there, especially mental health. So anyway, he ended up getting arrested a bunch of times, and he went to jail throughout my life while I was growing up. Because, there's lessons in every struggle. So something he always told me was, always keep one in the head. We have a belief that if you daily carry a pistol, you should never carry a pistol that has a safety on it. And you should always keep a bullet in the chamber. Because that can make the difference of you living or dying. So if I don't have a safety and I've already got one in the head, it's as quick as an end in the problem. You know what I mean? Because at the life that I was living at the time, at the end of the day, the streets are undefeated. They're and everything. There's only two places that you end up, dead or in jail. So I would always rather be safe than sorry. And my father knew the kind of life that I was living, and he wanted to make sure that I was ready in case something happened. My name is Jacob David. That was me talking about my song Stay Up, which is out on all platforms right now. Thank you all so much for listening and wanting to hear my story. I appreciate it all. And like I said, it's out on all platforms. So if you want to, go check it out. Stay up. Come on. Your energy should be sacred to you. Don't let others in so easily. Don't let others infect the energy that you have going on. If somebody's around you that doesn't believe in you, they don't see your vision, if they want to talk about other people instead of talking about the goals that you guys want to achieve, kick them to the curb, bro. Just maintain a positive mindset, put your best foot forward, and continue to work. And I promise you, no matter what, you're gonna succeed. Put in such a crazy amount of work that it would be unreasonable for you not to be successful. And whatever is meant for you is yours. Nobody can take that away, but having the wrong people around you can delay your blessings. So be protective and keep your energy sacred to yourself. Just protect your energy, you know what I mean? I believe in you, and I don't know you personally, but I love you. So, come on.